Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we are going to be talking about Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 3. Nice little setup episode here. But before we get too into it, just giving you a heads up for like the next 2 weeks, the videos may get shifted a little bit. Just because of the holidays with New Year's and Christmas coming up. So Demon Slayer might go to Monday and Yashahime may go to Sunday. So basically just pushing everything forward one day on the weekend because both Christmas and New Year's lie on a Saturday. If I can get them out on time, I will, providing the episodes are actually aired that day, because I honestly, at this point, I don't know if they're skipping a week or two before they air the next episode, or if they're just going to continue to air that episode regardless of the holiday. Sometimes they skip it, sometimes they don't. If they skip it, I'll give you like a 2-minute update. That's something I can do fairly quickly and be like, hey, got delayed for a couple of weeks. You know, this is when we're going to get the new episode. This is when you'll see a review, something along those lines. And then I can always include a couple of meme videos. Thursday videos shouldn't really be affected whatsoever by this. So without further ado, let's get into this episode review. So not really a whole lot going on. We do learn that the upper rank 6 is a female demon. We don't really get to see that many female demons throughout the series. It seems to be primarily male demons. But it's interesting. It's pretty cool that they got an upper rank to a female demon, because so far all the super powerful ones have just been dudes. So it's nice that they included a woman into this particular thing. She seems to be very, very infatuated with Mujin. Basically, probably his wife to a certain extent, or she wants to be his wife to a certain extent. But she has no problem killing people, controlling this entire city, and just generally wreaking havoc. Inosuke actually is the first one to discover her, because she goes through the walls into multiple buildings. I don't know if there's some sort of tunnel system where all the buildings are just kind of connected. So she goes through the walls because obviously she cannot be out in the daylight or she dies. And Inosuke is the first one to notice this. We learned that at the end of episode 2. He is running throughout the house, actually using his full voice. So his cover is theoretically blown. I don't know if that is true or not. Everybody still seems to be calling him a girl, so I don't think so. But he did cause some damage to the house and actually ended up punching a dude in the face. So yeah, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. His senses aren't, fully toned yet. He's having a hard time with the kimono that he's wearing, causing all sorts of issues and problems for him. And then they walk into him doing some sort of weird stretch exercise thing, and they're like, "What is going on here?" And he's not even paying attention. So we'll learn what the consequences are for Inosuke, I'm assuming, at some point in episode 4. Going on to Zenitsu, he can actually hear extremely well. I think that's why he was able to play that instrument extremely well last episode. And he is just listening throughout the house, kind of doing this thing with his ear, trying to figure out who is what and where. And he actually ends up hearing a girl crying. So he thinks, she's in trouble, whatever, goes there. Her room is a giant mess. It looks like she's been injured. Somebody hurt her. And then the head woman, or the prettiest woman, I would say, of the village, shows up and is like, "What are you doing in my room?" And because of his crazy hearing abilities, he instantly recognizes that she is a demon. And he thinks that she is an upper rank demon as well, because he can just hear it in her voice, feel it in her bloodlust, things along those lines. And he is terrified. He is frozen in fear. She actually ends up grabbing the little girl that's crying, saying, "I told you to clean this up. You can see her bleeding from her ear." And then he grabs her arm and says, "Please stop doing that." And then she's like, "What did you just say?" And he's like, "Please stop doing that again." She's very mean, too, extremely mean. Calling Zenitsu super ugly, the most ugliest girl that she's ever seen. And that's definitely a hurt to his ego a little bit. And then she ends up punching him in the face and knocking him out. Fairly easily. It wasn't basically it was just like a smack, and he was flying through several different rooms, and he's on the ground and he is down for the count. Nothing he can do about it. Um, he wakes up several hours later. All the girls are thankful to him that he was the only one that stood up, because nobody stands up to this person. Everybody's terrified of them. They don't say that. They don't think that she's a human. Except for the head of the house, the innkeeper woman, and she ends up committing suicide, in quotes, because she talked about how the old madam of this house, mentioned that the most beautiful woman was also the most sadistic, the most cruel. And she's seen him, once when she was younger, once in middle age, and once when she was middle age. And the demon always, seemed to come back and look exactly the same. And the difference was the head tilt. She tilts her head and stares at you very angrily. So she found out that she wasn't a human, and then she ended up dying by committing suicide, in quotes. The upper six ranked demon, she actually ended up killing her just by dropping her. We learned that she doesn't eat old and ugly people. So apparently she only eats pretty and young people. I guess that is her go-to. That's probably why she is so strong. We don't really know much about how powerful demons get per human they consume, but I assume it's kind of like, oh, if they eat and devour a powerful human, they also become powerful. Things along those lines. We learned from Mugen that she actually has killed 7 Hirashia previously. We don't know how many years, across how many years this has happened, but she is nothing to be trifled with. The upper rank 3, we have no idea how many he has killed. Well, but we know Rengoku, so we know 1. But now we have a second upper rank that has been revealed, which I'm assuming she's probably going to die in the next several episodes. I think we're only getting 11 more episodes, not 11 rather. I think it was 18 episodes in total. We got 7 with the Rengoku, 11 here. So we're on episode 3. So let's see, what's that? 7 left? 8 left, rather. Yeah, sorry, 8 left. Bad at math. Not a whole lot to go with, but it's a possibility that she will die. By the end of this arc. That's probably how they're going to finish it. At least that's my guess, is how they're going to finish this arc, is that she is going to be done. You're all going to, it's going to be basically it's going to have to be 4 against 1, because I don't think even the Hirashia by himself, just based on how easily she knocked out Zenitsu, will be able to take her on. We've only seen 1 of Tengen's wives so far. I don't know where the other 2 are. They may or may not be dead. We honestly, we don't know. We have no idea where they are, what they're doing. My guess is that probably they're dead, because the upper rank 6 knows about the letters. So they know about the letters that she's been sending back and forth. She wants to know who, I should say, rather, she's been sending them to. And, of course, she doesn't say anything, but she's all tied up and, bound and gagged and tortured, whatever else you want to call it. So he can't even really talk if she wanted to. And then there's Tanjiro, of course, in this episode. Really haven't talked about him yet, main character. He isn't really doing much. We don't even really get to see Nezuko, minus the end credits at the end of this, when they're talking about a Christmas party, which was kind of cute. About inviting people to a Christmas party, and none of them know what Christmas is except for Zenitsu. I thought that was cute. And then a tiny bit of a preview for the next episode. Not really much of anything, but he is just really, really good at doing things and being told. I hate to say he's really good at following directions, but he is. It's like, all right, this is what I want you to do, done. This is what I want you to do, done. He's like, madam. It was kind of a little funny sequence when he was doing all of this. And he just running back and forth throughout the house, being able to do all of these household chores in half a second. He is, as I said, he has a lot of training under his belt. He's got the speed, he's got the dexterity to do everything fairly well. So it's kind of interesting just watching, somebody with all this ability do household chores, and in reality, it's a half of a second thing for them when it would take a normal person hours. The madam was like, wait a minute, you did all of that in 20 minutes? That should have taken you half the day. What's going on here? Overall, it's a decent episode. Probably I'd say I will give it a 7 out of 10. Not terrible, not great. It's going to be more, this is more of a setup. I feel like the past 3 episodes is just a setup after setup after setup. And we want to get into that action. We want to see some swords, some crazy artwork. So some of the beautiful animation that they have shown us in season 1. We want to see that again. So we need a epic fight. So hopefully it's only like 1 or 2 more episodes before we get into the fighting, because we need to get into that fighting. Obviously, we got to find the wives, all the wives. Maybe they may or may not be alive. We don't know right now. I'm assuming 2 of them are dead. That's my guess. And then we have to kill an upper rank. So yeah, that'll be interesting. If this may be our first upper rank death. They're probably going to go in order, my guess. It's going to be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then Mujin. At least that's my guess. Is that probably going to have to kill the upper ranks in order, because that way Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu all progressively get stronger as they defeat each individual one and go up the line to the inevitable final fight. But I'm assuming we have a long way to go based on the manga. As I said, we got to kill a bunch of upper ranks. They're not going to just like not kill the upper ranks and then kill Mujin. I don't think that's how that's going to work. But we'll just have to sit back, wait, and see. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.